Definitely not keeper size, but great little fish right there. This is a good 16-incher right here. And we're gonna go ahead and put him in the cooler because Alright guys, good morning. We are headed down to Pass-A-Grille. Super cold weather the last 2 days. Yesterday it was down in the low 30s, and today, oh, it's nice and warm. It's right around 40. So yeah, we're gonna go down to the Pass-A-Grille jetty, try to get after some redfish and trout primarily. Sheep's head should be around. Might be able to get on a pompano or two. The water is really churned up. I can see here in the intercoastal waterways, just with all the wind, you know, the water clarity is way down. That's actually not a bad thing for redfish and trout. But yeah, let's get out there. Gonna be using soft plastics primarily, just jigging them on the bottom. Pompano jigs for the pompano, and I did bring some mud crabs that I've caught earlier. Try to get some sheep's head. So let's get out here, try to get some fish. Well, as you guys can see, really muddy water conditions. And of course, I'm the only crazy person out here today. It's a little breezy, it's cool. Not that bad. Yesterday it was really bad. Yeah, hoping that we can get on something. In the winter months, you get really good runs of pompano, redfish, and trout down here. Really any of the passes. So definitely be targeting the passes over the next few months. But yeah, right now, just trying to get on something. So I'm going to be tossing out a Zoom Fluke to start out with. White color. Let's get to it. Alright guys, Zoom Fluke. I do put a little of this, the Procure. It helps a little bit. It definitely doesn't hurt. Alright guys, let's see what we can do. Alright guys, a little red. Definitely not keeper size, but great little fish right there. See that guy? I've had the most luck at these passes with these little, you know, white plastic baits. I mean, this is a Zoom, but you can really use anything. I use DOA, but yeah guys, let's get him back. All I'm doing is casting this out as far as possible, just slowly working it on the bottom. Usually they pick it up relatively close to the pier or the rocks. You will lose a lot of lures though to the rocks, so buy extra. Alright guys, the lure bite, just had that one hit from the redfish. I know that there are others around, but we'll go back to those in a minute. I have these mud crabs that, you know, caught a couple weeks ago. I just throw them in the freezer, use them whenever I need to. So this guy's a little bit big. He's, you know, probably the size of a silver dollar, a little bit bigger. So I'm going to cut him in half, put him in a small 1/0 live bait hook, see if there's any sheep's head around. Alright guys, so as you can see, the water is super, super murky. And, you know, that's not that bad. It gives you a little bit of an advantage because, you know, you can use a little bit heavier line. You don't really need heavier line. I mean, I'm just using 20-pound mono, but, you know, the fish right now, this is not the best tide for the passes. You really want an incoming tide. It helps clear the water a little bit. Plus, the water is a little bit warmer out in the Gulf. You know, with the outgoing tide right now, it's coming out of the bays, which, because it's been so cold, you know, it's that cold water that's coming out. The fish want the warmer water. So, unfortunately, I don't have time this afternoon to be here, but, you know, so far, this is pretty much living up to expectations. Usually, come here, or really any of the passes up and down the beaches on an incoming tide, you're going to have way better luck. Yeah, I've got a little half of a mud crab on right now. No hits, not even pinfish. And I'm fishing really, really close to the pier. Most of my hits, especially on like sheep's head, stuff like that, come pretty close to the pier. So you don't need to be casting, you know, 50 yards out there. They're not out there. They're right around the rocks, and they're right around the pier. So same thing for other passes. You find the structure, you find the bait, you'll find the fish. So wait this out a little bit longer. Ooh. Just had a hit right there. Okay. All right, guys. Let me get another bait on. We'll get back to it. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and make a move. Got one hit on the bait, the mud crab. No other hits on the lures. There was one other guy fishing down here. Didn't catch anything. He was throwing around a bunch of different lures. And, I mean, the water, I felt the water. The water is cold, which is to be expected. We just had, you know, the coldest morning in 130 years or something. So I think the fish are a little bit shocked. So I'm going to try to find somewhere, you know, in the intercoastal or in the back bays, somewhere where I can try to target sheep's head a little bit. I think that's going to be the best bet. Sheep's head do like the cold. You know, obviously they're going to eat all year round, but that's what people really target in the winter months. So yeah, I mean, I got the crabs with me. Yeah, let's get out there. Another thing though, if you guys ever come down here, this is Paso Grill, Florida. You guys can see. It is a great place to do shelling. I mean, I'll show you here. I brought my beach cart. I mean, all of this. All this is shells. So, I mean, if you come out here with, you know, family, you know, kids, wife, girlfriend, whoever you got, and you want to go fishing, but they don't want to do that, bring them out here. I mean, it's just an idea, but it's an incredible place to shell. There's always a billion shells down here. So, yeah, let's get to the next spot and try to get on some fish. All right, guys, move to this little pier here behind me. Just been kind of running up along these like pilings, and you can see here there's pilings and piers all the way down and around this peninsula. All of this is pay to park, so just keep that in mind because taxman will get you. But I'll show you that I'm using these little mud crabs. Now these guys, like I said, are frozen from my, you know, just bait catching trip last time. Did just have a hit here, although I haven't had any hits all the way down the wall. So let's stop here for a little bit. Try to, I think, get a sheep's head. Alright guys, made it on the way home, stopping by Gandy Bridge area. Super low tide, as you can see, still going out. And tons of people here fishing too. I typically fish during the middle of the week to avoid the crazy crowds on the weekend, but man, it gets crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna throw around it's the white Rapala SXR 10 plus the soft plastic. If I see any sheep's head, I do have my my bait rig ready to go, but back at Pass-A-Grille, didn't see anything, wasn't even getting pinfish to bite, and saw a bunch of people fishing, and nobody was catching anything. When people are using squid and shrimp and not catching pinfish, that's not good. That's not a good sign. So, decided to make a move. Let's give this place probably a half hour, and then we'll move on if nothing's biting here. So, yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, guys. Alright guys, I finally got on one. So this is a good 16-incher right here. And we're gonna go ahead and put him in the cooler because we've been on a struggle bus today. So, great fish. May have found a good little hole right here. The first 20 minutes, 0 catches, and then in 5 casts I caught 2 fish. So, yeah, let's get this guy in the cooler and cast back out again. Alright guys, fishing has been super slow today, but just to give you guys a little content to show you what you can do when you are out here, or if you're just trying to get bait for other trips. So right here we got a little mangrove tree crab. These guys are all in the mangroves and bushes. You gotta sneak up on them and grab them real quick, but they're there. The other thing you can get are mud crabs, which are going to be under all these rocks. Typically, you want to have gloves because you are going to mess your hands up, but all you're going to be doing is just flipping over rocks. And, oh, there's one right there. I see one right here, guys. And just like that. So that's like the perfect size one for a sheep's head. You want the ones that are about the size of a nickel. Alright guys, it was a beautiful day out there. It started out with that redfish on in the first 3 casts I caught that little redfish down at Pass-A-Grille. And I was thinking, okay, might be an alright day. I didn't really have high expectations. But then my thoughts kind of manifested themselves, and, what I expected, it turned into that kind of day where it was just a tough bite. It had been super, super cold, so the fish were definitely lethargic. Sometimes you just have to slow down your presentation. But the fact that they didn't want any sort of bait at all, that was kind of telling. So did catch this one, keeper speckled sea trout. So we're gonna get this guy cooked up. These are delicious. They do typically have softer meat though, so you do need to take care of them better. I didn't bleed this guy out, but overall these guys are not bloody. You can just put them right on ice, and they're going to be good to go. So yeah, guys, let's get in the kitchen, get this guy filleted up, and we're going to fry him. That's the way to do it. So yeah, guys, let's get in that. Let's get in there. All right, guys, welcome back. We are in the kitchen. We've got our speckled sea trout here. And all I'm going to be doing is frying it up. I'll be filleting him, putting him in this Zatarain's crispy southern fish fry. And, you know, you guys can use whatever you want. I just like to keep it super simple because I don't like to come home and have, you know, a ton of different things with, you know, dipping it in this and that and, you know, tons of seasonings. I like to keep it simple. You know, after you got a long day of fishing, you really just want to have something quick that, you know, you can cook it up and have some dinner for you and your family. All right, guys, we've got our speckled sea trout filleted. You see here, just really good clean meat. You know, not really much of a bloodline. And I'm just going to be dipping it right in the batter here. It's the Zatarain's crispy southern fish fry. And I don't use any batter or like, you know, egg wash or anything for it to stick. Usually it's just going to stick right to the fish, and I just like to keep it simple. So let's go ahead and get it going. I've got the oil already hot. Let's go and get it cooking. So yeah, guys, just like that, real quick batter, right in the oil. And this is a whole fillet. Alright, and right in. Alright guys, yeah, just really take a couple minutes per side. Once I get it flipped, I'll show you guys the results. It's a beautiful golden brown, and man, does this taste good. Alright guys, just flipped them. And you can see, I like this this breading because it's not too thick. It just gives it enough of like a crunchy outer shell that it makes it really good. So yeah, I mean, just flipped them. It should only be a couple more minutes. As soon as it comes off, we'll get to eating. All right, guys, just pulled them off. And as you can see, just really nice, crispy, crunchy. Man, and that's all you want right there. All I do is I add a little salt and pepper. You know, just a little bit. And a little pepper. And man, let me tell you, this is what you want after a long day out on the water. Man. So good. Well, guys, great day. We'll be back out there again soon. I think the next trip, I'm going to actually be going out on my kayak and get after some more redfish and hopefully get a slot snook. Didn't get one yet this year. Still have some more time, but not much time for the season to be open. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching and subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Time to eat.